Welcome to Hope Masterclass, the most unassuming 12-part series that may have the largest impact on your life. This isn't just for those at rock bottom, wrestling with suicidal thoughts or lost in despair. If you are, welcome, settle in. I hope you find comfort here, and it's an amazing journey for you. This series is specifically beneficial for those who, like me, might not have been giving the subject much thought before now. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're facing a world where artificial intelligence is developing at an exponential pace, projected to reshape entire industries. This shift is going to be transformational, but not without big disruptions. If machines take over what humans do, we risk a massive erosion of felt purpose, a blind spot where hope could fade or crumble without us noticing. Do you think that the transition to this world in the future is going to be clean, inclusive, and considerate? Let's get real. Things in every aspect of life are in for a shaking, and you need to understand where the blind spots are now. Not only is this series a potential catch net for those who don't maintain their hope well, this series aims to take you to a whole new level in terms of the mental and spiritual quality of your life. The final few episodes build up towards a spiritual hope from an advanced level Christian worldview. We dive more into that starting in episode 7, but for now, a more general human hope is our focus. In the creation of this series, I read 10 of the top books on hope, combined with the most powerful AI research tools to pull from scholastic sources in psychology and history. I aggregated all Bible verses on hope, then journaled for months, mapping all concepts around human and divine hope. I'm also an award-winning feature documentarian, entrepreneur, inventor, animator, fabricator, and a lifelong addict of deep subject dives. My gifting is a knack for wrestling huge data sets, assembling complex topics, global communities' histories, then weaving them into stories that are clear, meaningful, and powerful. I bring my full focus and abilities into this passion project, but this is not designed to be just an intellectual course built by my architect-type mind. It's also a call to walk a spiritual journey, if you're willing to consider it. This will mostly be presented as a stream of consciousness, like reading from my own journal to you. So the comments will have further resources and verses in them, which I strongly encourage you to read for yourself on your own time. I want you to be open-minded, to be as curious as you've ever been, and pause often to take notes. If anything, the powerful stories, perspectives, and information from psychology are worth it. People who know me well know that I can be a bit intense, so take this in strides. I consider myself a vessel, a conduit, stepping aside into a flow, in hope that something amazing happens in your life through this series. Each weekly episode will aim to be around 10 minutes, might end up being closer to 15 sometimes, but they're dense, conceptually rich, and building on top of each other. This subject re-emerged in my mind this year with a critical level of relevance in the face of accelerated AI development projected within the next 5 to 10 years. What reignited this topic now for me is a gut-level sense of urgency. Many things that humans do entirely now, in 10 years or less, could be almost entirely done by AI. I know this possibility because I am leveraging the very best and latest of AI models daily in video production or in my own obsessive personal learning dives. AI's growth curve isn't just a tech trend, it's a cliff we're fast approaching, a figurative plunge into our potential felt purposelessness if we don't anchor ourselves intentionally in what makes us deeply human. Not only is AI something disruptive, but overall, I see moral decay beginning to tear at the fabric of our country. These two combined is a dangerous formula. Perhaps there will be a resurgence of moral and humanitarian awareness rippling through our generation in the next decade. I've spent 3 years sidelining this series, development, with a certain apathy. Now I'm asking you to shake off the apathy like I did and take up urgency, believing humanity needs this now more than ever. Your friends and family may also need the strength of your hope built up through this. Because my worldview is that true novel creativity comes from a spiritual source, I put myself in many environments during my meditation and thought paths creating this. From long hikes deep in the Blue Ridge Mountains, sitting under waterfalls, sunrise meditations, prayer at secluded lakes, and journaling into the night at my mountain cottage. Churning out this one was deeply spiritual for me, and it's important that I express my creative mind from a place of personal depth and passion with little help coming from AI. I pulled some excellent psychology references using it, but I want you to know that I wrote and refined this script myself many times over. I also asked God to help me, and in reply one morning at 4 a.m., he simply said, "Work hard," in my spirit. Interesting. He knows what I'm capable of, what we're all capable of, and his level of faith in us can be uncanny. To the Christian, God's genius is profound. His character should be sending tingles down your spine and putting your hairs on end, and ignite something deep in you that sends your spirit soaring. If not, stay tuned, strap in. You might have a moment like that. Even if you have been reading the Bible for decades, are a pastor, or master of divinity, there is something here for everyone. I have seen a sort of outcry in social media recently around people expressing their struggles and others coming to encourage them in the comments to hold on to hope. The need is real and felt in all online circles, internet tribes, whether in first or third world countries, and facing this acceleration of change in increased perceived chaos in our world. People are wondering what to place hope in and how to navigate these new complexities. If entire industries become nearly humanless because of AI, we'll see a massive loss of felt purpose, as well as an inferiority complex, resulting in hope eroding within a blind spot. Understanding the core of what animates us, the importance and function of hope, and how to build a firm foundation of hope in your life will be essential and critical. My theory is, if we don't check on our hope enough, sustain and develop it, or care much of what it means until a critical point of depletion, that's not good. We tend to ignore hope until we find ourselves trapped in cyclical thoughts after, say, a career path crumbles, blaming ourselves nightly for choices that didn't pan out. Or deeper, when addictions, pain, repeated failure, lack of prospects choke out any glimpse of a way forward, and even the way to gain hope feels broken. I'm here to say, don't wait for a hope debt that you can't repay yourself in the last minute. Don't place things in your heart that are fleeting. The potential to rebuild the core of what animates life inside you should be exciting and invigorating. In the Christian Bible, faith, hope, and love are depicted by the Apostle Paul as being the three eternal level elements. We can readily understand what faith is from a religious and even non-religious point of view. Love is also readily understood and maintains our attention in family, romantic relationships, music, movies, and TV. However, of the three, hope seems to be placed on the back burner. It's as if we only bring hope to the forefront of our mind when we've had a bad year, or maybe not even until we're struggling with suicidal thoughts. This series isn't just for those dark moments. It's for building something now, whether your hope is strong or shaky, regardless of worldview. Hope isn't just personal, it's collective and at work beneath all our interactions, going unnoticed. We also get out of bed each morning with hopefully some disposition that life pans out in our favor, not being completely immobilized by all the thoughts of what could go wrong in our day. The blind secret is that we have a quiet faith in us towards life-sustaining rhythms. We have something built up in us since we were so young that we don't question our hope. The thing is, Studying hope, peeling its inner workings apart, and then building on it can multiply its power in your life. Whether or not you attribute this to a spiritual source, it's the core of what keeps us animated. It's what keeps us moving forward and experiencing community every day. There is a kind of general hope also building in us with the light of seeing each smiling face looking back at us. All of nature could be connected in frequencies beyond our purview and looking to us to reflect good intent, to care for and lay the foundation of hope to sustain it. Come with me into a place that begs you to use your richest imagination, your most analytical mind, and to open your heart to possibilities that should excite you deeply. As your mind and heart takes anchor here in a peaceful, safe place, make it a spot of rest and restoration with quiet meditation. Every time you begin watching an episode, I invite you to first put yourself in a place in your mind that has deep meaning for you in a nostalgic or hope-filled location. It could be a place from your childhood or somewhere that represents the hope of a kind of paradise-like rest. Create a safe, peaceful, and vibrant place for your mind to revisit there often, which is also a psychological or psychology strategy called visual coding for memory retention of new concepts. When in that place, focus on cultivating your own passion to absorb this teaching and seeking to access new levels of breakthrough in your life. This is not something that requires tremendous effort. It does require a childlike curiosity, an explorative mind, an openness to reconstructing a foundational element in your life. Settle in with us here for the next 11 episodes and begin to increase your expectations of what might develop in your life from here. See you in the next episode called I Have a Hope. God bless.